Welcome back to Pure Oxygen. Well, after September 11th, a lot of educators began rethinking their teaching methods. Fresh ideas often come from unexpected sources, but nobody ever thought that a program designed for children of war-torn Bosnia would make its way to New York City.
Pure Oxygen video journalist Justine Simons has more.
Do you see your brain? Or do you see wild colors or images or shapes?
Ilana Haviv hopes meditating on the word peace can help these children overcome the effects of the violence of September 11th.
What I'd like you to do is write down what your personal definition of peace is.
Sadness fills this classroom in Manhattan's Washington Heights neighborhood. Many students are coping with the loss of loved ones from the World Trade Center disaster and the crash of Flight 587 headed for the Dominican Republic.
Most of us lost people, know people who are lost and can't express themselves in a hard time. Many people that I knew was in there and some of them died.
Working to enliven the curricula in inner-city schools, Ilana founded the non-profit Children's Movement for Creative Education in the mid-1990s.
The vision of the Children's Movement is to create outlets for learning that are experiential.
Build up that energy.
Using visual arts, meditation, movement, and creative writing.
Let's throw it to somebody across the room who might need it.
And especially right now, using these creative techniques as a means to stop prejudice and stereotype before it festers and builds.
My piece is gold happiness memories from my heart. I am joy and love to the world.
It is love. It smells like roses and tastes like sweet candy. Look at this heart. Is that like any heart you've ever seen before?
Realizing the need children would have to express themselves after September 11th, she adjusted the agenda, urging New York City school principals to let her program help their students.
I said, we know that half of your school faced the Trade Center. We know that these children saw it happen. We know the second plane went right by their windows. And we're ready to work with you in whatever ways, means possible that we have. And these principals said, please come as soon as possible.
Months earlier, Ilana had developed a program for the children of war-torn Bosnia. Now she knew it could and should be applied to the children of New York City.
What they have in common was outside forces coming in and breaking normality. And we're very lucky compared to what happened in Bosnia.
Understanding the sad realities of Bosnia came through her brother Ron, an award-winning photojournalist who covered the war in the Balkans.
I think that this program, by going to the children and starting out at the youngest generation and start to teach them about tolerance again, and to try and do something about changing their ideas about the stories that they've heard for many, many years from their parents about how this side did this to that side and so on, that can act as a countermeasure to that.
What does it mean to be landlocked?
There's no water.
No water. We had always wanted to connect the children from Bosnia to children to New York, and everyone said, why? There's no connection. Well, I have felt there always is a connection, but now there's a blatant connection.
To illustrate her point, Ilana organized an exhibit of children's art created in her New York City classes. Some of the schools she works in actually face the World Trade Center.
And we call this Personal Experience Day. What we did with the children was lead them through meditation to find the experience of 9/11 in their bodies, see what it looks like, what it tastes like, what it smells like, and really supporting them to bring that memory up to their hearts.
I was at school on September 11th, and I saw that one of the Twin Towers were on fire. So my teacher let us get up to the window and watch.
My mom told me that the Twin Towers collapsed, and I was like crying. Tears came out of my cheeks, and I was really sad.
I have to say my teacher handled everything really well, and my parents weren't there with me. But creative movement, it helps you, because otherwise it's mostly reading and math, and we talked about it in class, but not the way creative movement helped us.
The exhibit will travel the country. Ilana hopes the trauma relief program will also travel to schools across America to help children understand this confusing time in history.
When people ask me, why are these kids still traumatized? I know what we've been through from the beginning, I would say, well, not to that extent. I mean, not to the extent of, oh my God, what's happened? But it's a process, and we've been through things, and I'm not necessarily pessimistic, but I think that a lot of things are going to be happening over the next few years. And it's really important to have this space available for these kids.